A I-ready report released last quarter analyzed 14,000 appliance repair records across the United States. Their conclusion was buried in footnote 9 of a 200-page document that no manufacturer publicized. The average major appliance purchased today has a design lifespan of 5 to 7 years, not because materials got worse, not because you are careless, because the machine was engineered to become uneconomical to repair right after the warranty window closes. And why do brands like Samsung, LG, and Whirlpool, 3 names that control the majority of your kitchen and laundry room, rank at the bottom of every long-term reliability study ever published? Today, we are going to expose the engineering philosophy that turned your home appliances into subscription products. And then we are going to give you the 6 brands that refuse to play along. Brands so boring, so heavy, and so repairable that the marketing departments won't touch them. This is the forever list. If you walk into any big box store today, you believe you are standing in front of innovation. You see curved glass, touch screens, Wi-Fi connectivity, and sensors that weigh your laundry to save a cup of water. You assume this progress exists for your benefit. That is an illusion. What you're actually looking at is a business model called planned obsolescence engineering, and it is not accidental, it is deliberate. The industry term is designed to cost, and it means build the cheapest version that survives the warranty window and looks impressive on a showroom floor. When you pay $1,400 for a Samsung front-load washer, you're not paying for engineering, you're paying for a sealed system with a plastic outer tub, a control board made of components that cost $4 on Alibaba, and a door gasket that grows black mold after 18 months. The mechanism is called sealed assembly design. Instead of building products from the standard modular components that any technician can source and replace, manufacturers permanently seal the wear items inside the machine. Bearings welded into plastic tubs, boards epoxy-coated against inspection, ultrasonic welds replacing the screws. And when those parts fail, and they are designed to fail, the repair quote comes in at $400 on an $800 machine. The technician looks at you and says the sentence that defines the modern economy: "It is not worth fixing." That sentence is not an observation. It is the product. For 50 years, refrigerators used a standard rotary compressor. It was a motor that spun in a circle, sitting in a bath of oil. It was loud, it used slightly more electricity, but it was virtually indestructible because the oil bath constantly lubricated every moving surface. Then in the early 2000s, LG and Samsung decided to reinvent the compressor to meet new energy regulations. They invented the linear compressor, a piston that moves back and forth in a straight line instead of a spinning. They told you it was quieter and more efficient. Here is the fatal engineering flaw: because it does not spin, it cannot splash oil around the chamber to self-lubricate. It relies on a microscopic system of the spring valves to prevent metal-on-metal friction. Those valves fail. This is not a theory. It is the subject of a class action lawsuit involving over 1.2 million refrigerators. When the linear compressor fails, it sends metal shavings into the sealed cooling lines. The entire circulatory system is clogged with shrapnel. You cannot replace the compressor because the machine is totaled from the inside. A $2,000 refrigerator becomes a $2,000 sculpture. This is not an engineering mistake. It is an engineering trade-off that benefited the warranty department. In a 1985 Maytag washing machine, the drum spun on a set of exposed bearings. Bearings wear out, that is physics. But on that old machine, you unscrewed the back panel, pressed out the bearings for $22, and got another decade of service. Whirlpool, Samsung, and LG now use a process called plastic tub welding. The bearings are injection molded directly into the plastic outer drum during manufacturing. They are not serviceable. They are not accessible. They were never meant to be replaced. When the bearings fail at year 4, and they will because bearings are a consumable wear item, the repair requires replacing the entire tub assembly. The part runs $400. The labor runs $300. Total repair, $700 on an $800 machine. The technician says those 4 words again: it is not worth fixing. The $22 bearing became a $700 assembly. That is not inflation, that is architecture. Your grandmother's oven had a mechanical dial, a simple switch that sent power to a coil. If it broke, you bought a $10 switch and screwed it in. There was nothing else to fail. Your modern oven has a motherboard, a printed circuit board with microprocessors, capacitors, and solder joints that cost hundreds of dollars to replace. And where do manufacturers install this delicate computer? Directly above the oven vent, the hottest path in the entire appliance. And they sell you a feature called the self-clean cycle. Press one button, the oven locks itself and ramps to 900 degrees Fahrenheit to burn off the grease. What they do not tell you is that extreme heat rises directly up the back panel and bakes the control board. Repair technicians across the industry say the same thing. The self-clean cycle is the fastest way to kill a modern oven. You are literally incinerating your own appliance's brain to save yourself 10 minutes of the scrubbing. But the replacement board costs $400 if the model is still supported. Often it is not. So if the entire market is engineered against you, does that mean you surrender your kitchen and laundry room to the disposable economy forever? No. It means you stop shopping like a consumer and start evaluating like an engineer. You stop asking, what does it look like? And you start asking, what happens when part number 7 fails at year 4? Before I give you the list, you need to understand the 3 filters every brand on it passes. First, repairable design architecture, standard fasteners, modular assemblies, accessible wear parts. Second, real parts support, catalogs that stay alive for decades, not 5 years. Third, heavy-duty tolerances built for commercial abuse, not showroom light. If it cannot be repaired, it is not a product. It is a disguised rental. Number 1. Speed Queen. Walk into any appliance store today and you'll see washing machines that look like smartphones. Big curved screens, endless wash cycles, thin glossy panels with smart apps that notify you when your laundry is done. They are designed to feel like luxury. Speed Queen does not build consumer appliances. They build commercial laundromat machines. The unit you put in your house is the same machine they sell to a laundromat with 40 cycles a day without the coin slot. Steel suspension hardware. Heavy-duty base, mechanical controls that keep the software footprint at near zero. 1 voltage spike kills a Samsung. Speed Queen just keeps washing. Critics say it is loud and aggressive. They are right. It washes clothes with violence. But while your neighbor replaces his front loader for the 3rd time because the gasket grew mold and the control board fried, yours will still be running. What to buy? TC 5 Series top loader, mechanical knobs, no touchscreen, deep water fill. But if the lid is heavy steel, you are looking at the right machine. Number 2, Honda GX Series. Most outdoor power equipment runs on cheap engine clones. They start rough, vibrate constantly, and after 2 winters in the garage, the carburetor gums up and they never start again. The engineering tolerances are wide. The materials are light. They were never meant to be serviced, only replaced. Well, Honda GX engines are built around one decision. a cast iron cylinder sleeve inside a high-density aluminum block. That is not marketing, that is physics. Cast iron manages heat, it resists wear, it can be serviced and rebuilt. Combined with Honda's microscopic carburetor tolerances, a GX engine wants to start whether it is 90 degrees or 15 below zero. But the real reason it makes the list is parts availability. If you break a component on a Honda GX from 1989, you can walk into a dealer today and order the exact replacement part. Honda still supports those engines. That is a philosophy, not a policy, and it is vanishingly rare. What to buy? GX160, GX200, GX390. Look for GX stamped on the engine block. Avoid GC series for heavy sustained use. Number 3. Red Wing heritage. Modern boots are built with cement construction. The rubber sole glued directly to the leather upper. It is cheap and fast. But once that glue dries out and the sole separates, the boot is finished. You cannot unstitch what was never stitched. Red Wing heritage still uses Goodyear welt construction, a 19th century method where the upper is stitched to a leather welt, and the welt is stitched to the sole. What was assembled with stitching can be disassembled and rebuilt, not metaphorically, literally. Red Wing runs a repair program. They take your boots back, cut the stitches, remove the worn sole, and stitch on new rubber. A broken-in pair of Red Wings with a fresh sole is more comfortable than anything you can buy new. You rebuild them 3, 4, 5 times. A $360 boot that lasts 15 years is infinitely cheaper than a $100 boot you buy every single year and throw in a landfill. These are not purchases, they are infrastructure. What to buy? Heritage line? Iron Ranger, Classic Mach? In the store, check for visible welt stitching around the sole, not glued cement construction. Number 4. Lodge cast iron. Every 2 years, the non-stick pan industry sells you a new coating under a new name. Teflon. Ceramic, granite infused. The promise is always the same, frictionless cooking with no effort. The reality is always the same. Heat, scratching, and time destroy the coating in 18 months. And the moment it flakes, the pan becomes a trash and potentially toxic. Lodge's answer is so simple it feels like a provocation. One piece of iron, no coating, no rivets, no plastic, no circuit board to fry. The non-stick surface is mechanical, not chemical. Seasoning is polymerized oil bonded to iron by heat, and it gets stronger and more effective with every single use. You cannot damage it with a metal spatula. You cannot overheat it. If you neglect it and it rusts, you remove the rust, re-season, and it is new again. There are Lodge skillets from 1920 still being used daily. That is not nostalgia, that is engineering durability that has never been matched by a single product with a chemical coating. And the price? $35 at most hardware stores. It may be the cheapest piece of real engineering you ever put in your kitchen. What to buy? 10.25-inch or 12-inch classic skillet. One solid piece of iron, no coatings, no riveted handles. If it has a coating, you are looking at the wrong pan. Number 5. Channel lock. Walk into any hardware store and the plier wall is a rainbow of soft grips and chrome plating. Most of those pliers are made with mild steel that rounds off under real torque. The jaws slip, strip the fitting you are trying to hold, and turn a 10-minute repair into an hour of damage control. Channel lock's advantage is invisible to the eye and irreplaceable in use. Induction heat treating that properly hardens the working areas of the steel, not cosmetically, but mechanically. The tongue and groove design transfers force into the steel, not the pivot bolt. And the teeth are machined with intent. The harder you pull, the deeper they bite. This is a tool category where almost good enough becomes injury or a destroyed fitting. The difference between a $12 import and the channel lock is the difference between controlled force and an accident. What to buy? 440 tongue and groove pliers. Look for the 440 size and the USA stamp on the steel, not on the packaging. Number 6. Right tool. Here is the boring brand. It looks like it belongs in a government maintenance closet. It has no endorsement deals, no influencer unboxing videos, no color options, no smart features, and that is exactly why it wins. Cheap socket sets fail in a way most people do not understand until it is too late. The socket does not break. The socket rounds the bolt. Bad tolerances mean the socket dances on the fastener corners at the very moment you apply maximum torque. The bolt becomes a rounded metal cylinder. A 10-minute repair becomes a 3-hour nightmare with an extractor kit. Right Tool solved this decades ago with a design called Right Drive. Instead of contacting the bolt corners, the weakest point, the socket geometry pushes force into the flat sides of the fastener. More contact surface, zero corner load. The result is 50% more torque transmission before any rounding occurs, and their ratchets are built like they assume disrespect. Heavy, internal gearing that get stronger under load, not tiny fragile internals chasing a smooth clicking sound. You will never see this brand in a TV commercial. Their budget goes into the steel. That is the only marketing that matters. What to buy? Right combination wrenches and 1/2-inch socket sets with Right Drive. Look for Right Drive stamped directly into the socket, not printed on a label. Not misunderstand what you just watched. This is not brand worship, this is a survival guide. The corporations behind the disposable economy are counting on you being distracted by curved glass and glowing LED panels. They are betting that you will not read the 1-star reviews from year 4. They are banking on the phrase, "It is not worth fixing," becoming so normal that you stop questioning it. Every time you buy a sealed device you cannot open, you accept a corporate hostage situation. When you accept that your money has a built-in expiration date, you accept that you are not an owner, you are a subscriber. When you buy a Speed Queen or a right socket set or a pair of Red Wings, you are not just making a purchase. You are making a statement, you are opting out of the replacement cycle, you are reclaiming ownership over the objects in your life. These products cost more upfront. We know that. But remember, the oldest rule in the industrial world, the most expensive product is the one you have to buy twice. And the smartest buying rule ever written is simpler than any spec sheet. Buy parts availability, not features. Stop buying the marketing, stop buying the plastic, stop buying the screen. Buy the iron, buy the steel, buy the leather. Buy things your grandchildren can still use. These 6 brands are not the whole answer. They are the sanctuary. To know what to keep, but you also need to know what to run from. Next video is the blacklist, the heritage brands that sell scrap under a famous name. If you want to know which household names have been hollowed out by private equity and are now coasting on a reputation they no longer deserve, watch next. Thank you for standing on the side of real engineering. I'll see you in the next technical dissection.